Hello again, I'm King Oblivion. Welcome back to the channel. Before I get going today, it's another recent pickups video, but I want to say thank you, and I want to know how much I appreciate your guys' support for the views and the likes and the few subscribes. I'm just very thankful, I appreciate it. I just wanted to send, my love to all the King's Lore family. Anyway, let's get moving. Enough with this sappy shit. Last time I was finishing up some Xbox 360 games, and I still have a bit of a stack here, so I'm going to finish those off first. Starting with Divinity 2, the Dragon Knight Saga. Now what this is, it's an action RPG, similar to most Western RPGs nowadays. This is an Atlas, though, so for me that's very special. What is even more special is the fact that this came from a place called Premier Video in Alexandria, Minnesota, and it actually came with a complete guide of loveliness. That is just, normally you buy old rental games, they're missing this, or the disc is crap. In this case, the disc is great. The case definitely has been rented a lot, but the fact that the booklet is still great, and the fact that I have a said receipt here for $2 or $1.95 from when the video store went out of business. Definitely keeping that. It's part of the. It's just part of the story behind the game. But as I was saying, this includes both DLCs. That include the remastered Ego Draconis and its sequel, Flames of Vengeance. As a Dragon Knight, you will explore the huge world of Revelon and delve into the true nature of the age-old conflict between Dragon Slayers and Dragon Knights. Yes, but anyway, if you've ever played any of the Divinity games, they are amazing. They're very much remind me of the Champions of Norath style RPG. If you're into it, pick it up. It's worth the money. It's worth the buy. And hey, it's Atlas. Can't go wrong with Atlas. Another one you can't go wrong with is anything by Rising Star Games. This, of course, is one of them. Carrier Command Gaia Mission. I have not played it yet. I have not. In fact, I had to bring this from quite a ways away. This came from, I want to say, Belfast is where I brought it into. Obviously, it's a US game, but yeah, it's in great condition, complete with book. Disc is in primo shape. I got it off eBay from a guy, like I said. I believe this was in Belfast, Ireland. Haven't played it yet. Very excited for it. From what I've understood of it, it's kind of a strategy style game. Very excited to have it, though. Wish I knew more about it, but obviously I do not, since I haven't played it yet. But very excited to have it in my collection. Didn't cost that much. This one, we all know, we all enjoyed the original when it was on Nintendo 64, but Perfect Dark Zero, never had it on Xbox 360. It's from Rare, and Rare is a great developer. They did Conquer, they did, quite a few other games that I can't think of at the moment. But what this is it takes place, in the future. It's a first-person shooter, very sci-fi-y. You still play as the chickadee, Joanna Dark, who's sexy as hell, by the way. That's right, cartoon sexy. But yeah, you go through missions and stuff. A lot of people put this game down. I love it for what it is. I don't try and make it what it's not. And it's not Perfect Dark on the N64. It's Perfect Dark Zero on the Xbox 360, which is still a pretty darn good game, in my opinion. If you find it cheap, pick it up. It's definitely worth the buy. Now, moving on to PSP. I've picked up quite a few of them, but I I only picked 4 to show you guys. These are the 4 that, you know, I cherish. The first one, I don't play a lot of sports games on any console really, but on PSP, one of them I do own is Fantasy Golf Pena. Now, if you've ever played Hot Shots Golf, it's similar to that. It's goofy. I mean, you can play as polar bears. I mean, it's just over the top goofy. It's fun, perfect for a handheld because it don't take itself too seriously, and it's just an amazing game. Come across it for cheap, pick it up. It's worth the buy. Even if you're not into Hot Shots Golf, there's something to love about Fantasy Golf Pena. Pick it up. Next, I'd never heard of this game until recently. If you've heard of Disgaea, the Disgaea series, you know what a Prinny is. And this is Prinny, Can I Really Be the Hero by NIS. NIS is one of my favorite developers, and what I love most is it came complete, booklet, cart, everything in great condition, art's in amazing condition. I have not played it yet, but from what I understand of it, that bottom lock is broken, kind of sucky. But what I understand of it is it's basically like the Disgaea series RPG. You control 1,000 Prinnies, and once all your Prinnies are dead, you go game over. You have 1,000 Prinnies to beat the game. That's kind of what I understand of it. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. You guys have never been shy about telling me when I'm wrong, so just let me know. This next one is also an RPG, more of a strategy RPG, turn-based, kind of old school. So if you're not into old school RPGs, say Final Fantasy Tactics or anything in that era, you know, Final Fantasy IV, which is my end-all be-all Final Fantasy game for me, you'll love this. Phantom Brave, the Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda, not Bermuda. But NIS America, of course. The story's great. Like I said, it's a turn-based, kind of a, you know, a flashback. It's a love letter to those old school RPGs that, I mean, they're just not around today. I mean, most RPGs, even if they're JRPGs, have been so westernized. You can't even, you know, they're not even, you know, recognizable or anything like that. My daughter is being a little crazy behind the camera today. She's looking beautiful as always. Nice young lady. This next one, never heard of it, never played it yet, so can't say a lot about it, except for I think it's comparable to like the Sims games, but it's called Brooktown High. You got your sim or whatever your character. Are you a jock? Are you a nerd? Or are you just a badass rebel here, Brooktown High? But yeah, it's very Simsy game. Play through your high school life, create your character, blah blah blah. It's just a waste of time game. I mean, no real story mode, just like any Sims game. It's just, you know, one of those games that you just play to enjoy. You know, and it's perfect for a handheld because, you know, you just play, and it's just like, alright, on to something else. You know what I mean? And next, I have gone a very PlayStation 1 crazy lately, and I've been buying a PS1 anything I find. In my area, they've become quite rare to find, so I see a PS1 game, just pick it up. That's what I've been doing. We'll start from the top with one of the best games on any console of its time, Forsaken. There was Forsaken 64, Forsaken on the PS1, Forsaken on the PC. It's an amazing first-person action game, first-person shooter game. You know, it really didn't have that genre back then. It was just, everyone just like, it's a first-person adventure game. But the story is damn good for the time. Graphics, to me, still hold up today, but I still love bye, sweetheart, I love you. My daughter is leaving the basement, so I thought I'd, give her a shout. Because my oldest daughter is manning the camera, and my younger daughter is now walking away making fun of her father because he's a nerd. Yeah. But Forsaken by Acclaim, not a lot to say, but it's amazing. I picked it up for a couple of bucks. Come across it, pick it up. It is an amazing, amazing experience, and truly, truly great game. Now this game I'd never heard of before. I came across it and I was like, THQ, it's not even in business anymore. They of course went out of business. The only part that bites my ass is there's no back case art. Everything else is here though. It's called Danger Girl. Danger Girl, yeah. Never, like I said, never really heard of it, never played it. But from what I understand of it, it's an action-adventure shooter game where you play, one of these three heroines and battling the forces of evilness, and kind of cyberpunky, kind of sci-fi-ish. Definitely, you come across it and pick it up. I can't wait to play it. I'm glad to have it. I found the back art on eBay, so I'm gonna be getting that. This game, in this set, I've never heard of. Never heard of. I've heard of them separately, never heard of them like this. And that's the Grand Theft Auto Director's Cut. Comes, of course, with the top-down versions of Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 1. You got the original Grand Theft Auto, the one that started it all. In my opinion, it's still one of the better ones because, to me, Grand Theft Auto really went into a direction where every game is, there's not much of a difference. I mean, it's still the same thing. You're a drug dealer, or you're a mob man, or you're a drug dealer, or you're a mob guy. Oh, and then you're a drug dealer, and then sometimes you're a mob guy. And it just, to me, it seems to be recycled stories. But this, to me, is still the pinnacle. But what I'm saying is, I never knew that these came together, because you can get Grand Theft Auto London 1969, also a top-down, and if you look closely here, it has parental advisory explicit content. It's what we used to have on our CDs and movies back in the day when there was like naughtiness. But yeah, it packed like this, where you have Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 1, the book, and then you flip it, Grand Theft Auto 1969, and once again, the 1969 book. I never knew this was packaged like this, so very excited to have that in my collection. But that is all the time I have for this video. Please, as always, like, share, and please subscribe. I am King Oblivion. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Peace!